Okay, we're back, folks. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. We're all over the map on elections, but we're staying focused in Georgia. But there's a national side to this that we want you to pay attention to. Okay, now I got a little worked up in the first hour because I said, I get so tired of hearing I heard it on Fox News. There's a couple takeaways this morning. First of all, the lackluster turnout by Republicans. It is scary, okay? It is absolutely scary, the lackluster turnout by Republicans yesterday. I don't remember. I had a lot of conversations with people. I don't remember, okay? Now, there was a lot of early votes, but it wasn't big. I talked to the election office for several counties. I mean, early voting wasn't big. There's no record set. You're not seeing on the front page of any of your papers, Fetch Your News, anywhere, Republicans come out in record numbers. You're not hearing that. Republicans set records yesterday in a Georgia primary. Republicans showed how excited they are about getting a new governor. Republicans are determined to keep the state house in Georgia. None of that. Nothing. None. Because let me tell you something. Yesterday in Georgia, although it wasn't a presidential election, okay? Yesterday in Georgia was the strongest state ballot for Republicans. I don't even remember a ballot being that strong. I don't remember the last time a ballot was that strong, okay? Meaning we had governor on the slate. We had lieutenant governor on the slate. We had secretary of state. We had insurance commissioner. We had public service commissioners. Public, what are they called? Anyhow, we'll get back to that. We had, and then you had state house races, representative races, and you had a lot of congressional races. And there's not a story this morning in the New York Times that say Georgia Republicans showed the nation that they're not going to sit and watch Nancy Pelosi come into Georgia. There's not an article in the New York Times this morning. Georgia voters set records. Show the country that 2018 blue wave, hell no. Nothing. Dismal. When I walk in a polling place at 6 o'clock and I ask, hey, who's the captain here? And I captain, okay, or whatever, captain of the polling precinct. And I say, can you do me a favor? Can you tell me how many registered voters in this precinct? 1932. Okay, how many voted today? 312. What? At 6 o'clock in the evening? 312 out of 1932? Oh, wait, that's okay. So I go to another one. How many registered voters in this precinct? And this is a conservative county. This is a damn county that's supposed to understand. This is a county. These are counties that went 78 and 82% and 86% for Donald Trump. This is a county that's supposed to catch on. This is not Metro. So I go on another poll. Hey, how many registered voters? Talk to the captain. Hey, how many registered voters you got in this precinct? 1,840. Okay. And these are actually, I wrote them down. They're on my piece of paper. Yeah, these are actual numbers. 1,840, right? Okay. How many votes? 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock last night. How many votes have you had out of 1,840? When there's no line in there. The machines are empty. There's nobody standing there, like one person. So it's not like they're all rushing in at between 6 and 7. How many of you had to vote today? 217. What? So that being said, what is on the front page of the New York Times? Well, if you go to the New York Times and you scroll down through there, obviously Trump drops key demand on North Korea nuclear talk, trying to assault that, and the New York Times trying to make all the problems. How the Mueller investigation could play out for Trump, with Trump and a picture of Nixon, that happens to be on there. The Democrat midterm dilemma, okay, interesting. That's in the opinion page. Philip Roth, master of American letters, is dead at 85. Well, hell, we know that's important. That's on the New York Times. And we get down here to the left, okay, and we see Abrams wins Georgia primary for governor, making history. Front page in the New York Times. Now, I know I lost my temper a little bit this morning in the first period, but I'm just telling you, I'm not mad at you. But please don't say me. Don't tell me. That's not what Fox News said. That freaks me out. I like those people. I mean, every once in a while I can get home at 5 o'clock. I get a cheap cigar going. And I love the wit of this Greg Gutfeld. I mean, this guy can just, bam, roll it out. I love it. All right, so it's entertainment, and I enjoy what he says. New York Times. Abrams wins Georgia primary for governor, making history. Stacey Abrams is the first black woman in the U.S. to be a major party's nominee for governor. Hell, well, Lord, it's another Hillary Clinton. She's a first. Well, we've got to love her. We've got to support her. Miss Abrams, a Democrat, will test just how much the state's conservative politics are shifting. New York Times. Then in small letters, 5 key takeaways from the primary. Andy McGrath wins Democrat primary for Kentucky's 6th district. Let's see, let me scroll on down. I'm missing Brian Kemp. I'm missing Casey Cagle. Paul Ryan makes it through. If Paul Ryan makes it through January as House Speaker, what will happen? Looking. All right, we're getting close to the bottom of the page. Did not see. Casey Cagle, this is for you. Did not see your picture in the New York Times. Brian Kemp, I did not see your picture on the front page of the New York Times. No, I didn't see it. Stacey Abrams is on there, making history. A first time a black female American is on the top of the ticket for a major party in a race in a state. History is being made. Don't you remember? Doesn't that sound like, wasn't it just Hillary Clinton was making history? And Casey Cagle, I say this to you in all due respect. You know why your ass's picture is not on the front of the New York Times? Because the NRA Delta thing is gone. It's evaporated. It's like jet fuel that they dump. It's evaporated into the atmosphere because it's over. And let me just say this. Republicans, let me remind you, the worst day you have is the day you think that the media likes you. Please. And believe it or not, you're going to say, oh, come on, you think they don't know that? No, they don't. We have candidates that think that the AJC is ready to support them. Yes. Why? We know who they are. We have candidates that think they rush. When Greg Bluestein calls on the telephone from the AJC, why, he likes me. They rush for it. Why, if those people to the left that say, hey, we want to hold a debate, and we are a big network in downtown Atlanta, or my name's Greg, can I moderate for you? Why, they rush to it, knowing that the African-American political reporting lady that looks a little like Rosie O'Donnell is going to look at Republicans and say, RFRA, religious freedom, religious liberty. You have a choice between that or economic development. What will you pick? Did you not watch Sunday with the 5 candidates? Hey, Georgia's a moderate state. It really is. You just don't know it. So tell us, so we can start working on that angle when you run against the first black, African American, female, whatever she is. All right? How moderate will you be? The day you get up and you think the media likes you is the day you need to put your ass back in bed, because you don't have sense enough to be out of the, you're one of those that can't get out of the rain. You keep saying, the weatherman keeps telling you it's going to rain, and you leave your damn umbrella at home. Let me take a brief break. I got to regroup. That New York Times thing just sent me over the edge. Let's take a break. We'll come right back. We're not going to end this. We're not going to end it. Republicans, get off your damn ass. I'm sorry. Why did you go to break when I originally say it so I don't say something else? Go to break.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's T-E-A-S. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Better days ahead. Yellow pollen means green cash at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. The spring savings event is on at Days, and the discounts are deep. Now save up to $11,000 off select new 2018 Chevy Silverados, or up to $6,000 off select new 2018 Equinox. Pick any Chevy you want and save a bunch during the spring savings event going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Here's to 60 years of Pizza Hut, to original pan, to stuffed crust, and to the best of both. The new double cheesy crust pan pizza with stuffed crust cheese baked just inside the golden edge of original pan. Here for a limited time. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business, and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia.
Chatty Cathy's in here this morning. Hey, I'm your host BKP. I knew I wouldn't get away with that, huh? Oh no. All right. Break it up.
Break it up.
All right. Good morning. We're back. I'm your host BKP. I got a little upset, and I'm trying to stay focused because I just am begging the Republicans to get out and realize what you're up against. Let's run through a couple very quick results, and then we'll get back on I'll get back on the soapbox and tell you what I really think. Let's go back. We've done the governor's race. Lieutenant governor, there will be a runoff. It was a very good showing by David Schaefer. Let's put David Schaefer up, lieutenant governor, 48.91%. Just a little under 1% of over 1% needed for David Schaefer to win outright, with actually a state representative, Rick Jeffries, and the second person there, Jeff Duncan. But there's David Schaefer, and almost pulled it out without a runoff. There was a lot of attempt to create scandal. And who is that? Is that Jeffries? He is a state representative. He came in third. And Jeff Duncan, 26.65%, came in second. So there will be a runoff for lieutenant governor between Jeff Duncan and David Schaefer. Now the question will be is where will Rick Jeffries' votes go? It doesn't matter. Schaefer head-to-head with Duncan may be too much, but we will see, okay? All right, let's move down to Secretary of State. Now, this one is where I didn't zero in on a couple candidates. We've been tied up. We pinpointed a couple elections, and we did not zero in on a couple candidates. And this one went and caught me off guard in a different direction. Brad Raffensperger is 34.98. Brad is the top vote getter. We talked yesterday. He is a state representative, and he did pour a lot of his own money in there to get his name across the state, and it did. The money he spent paid off because he got 34.98%, right at 35%. Second is the former mayor of Alpharetta, David Belle-Isle. David Belle-Isle came in second with 28.53%. Okay. Now the interesting thing is, I am shocked this morning that that's David Belle-Isle. He is second. There'll be a runoff between Brad Raffensperger and David Belle-Isle. I'm actually shocked because Josh McCoon, which I've known Josh for years, came in third, a distant third, almost 39,000 votes behind, somewhere in that area of David Belle-Isle. And Josh McCoon, a former state senator, 21.14%, came in third. And I was expecting Josh to come in second. So I know he's very disappointed. We wish you well, Senator McCoon. You have a bright future in politics, but he came in third. And then Buzz Brockway got 15.35%, 81,000. So that's what happens when you get a lot of candidates in. You split votes. Some people that would maybe vote for Josh are going to vote for Buzz, or vice versa. So it'll be interesting to see where McCoon and Buzz Brockway will shift their voters and who they will endorse as Secretary of State. That'll be an interesting to see. Now let's go down here and put another one into play. This one caught me a little off guard, but you know, there's very few times when I could say I'm very happy for the third place vote getter. I know that sounds unusual. Well, wait a minute, they came in third. But Jim Beck will be your Republican nominee for insurance commissioner. Doesn't mean he's going to be insurance commissioner. He has an opponent. But Jim Beck got 59.69% and 313,000 votes. And he did win the Republican nomination for insurance commissioner. So that will be the guy that you'll be looking at between now and November, Jim Beck. Now, do we have Jim's picture? Or that's okay if we don't, because I know I'm going through them and you're trying to bring them up out of the archives. But that's Jim Beck that he won the primary. Now, here is the one I really enjoy, Jay Florence. Now, Beck is your nominee. Let's go to Jay Florence. Jay Florence is the $1 million insurance commissioner man, all right? Okay, somebody asked me if I was happy with the election results, and I did not realize it would take me to 9:20 this morning to maybe say I am. I'm happy that this gentleman is not going to be your insurance commissioner. I'm happy about that. I don't dislike him personally, don't know him personally. But if you look at his campaign finance report, this is the $1 million man. This is who you want to call him the establishment. This is who they were placing their bets on, Jay Florence. This is who Blue Cross and Blue Shield wanted. This is who the lobbyists wanted. This is who the political action committees wanted. This guy, unusual that an insurance commissioner's race gets this much money injected. That's how bad they wanted this office. They being the special interest, the lobbyists, and the groups that he would have been beholden to, not you, the voters. And what I like is this man had $1 million to spend, and he only got 20.89% of the vote, 20.89% on this $1 million guy. Now here's where I'm my favorite. Sorry, there's only a few times when somebody comes in last. But you have Tracy Jordan. Can we get Tracy's picture up? Tracy is just shy in third. Okay? Hey, Beck ran away with it with almost 60% of the vote. But Tracy Jordan was just shy of the $1 million man there. It had more money to spend than any other candidate in the race. She got 19.42. Florence got 109,629. She got 101,876. Tracy Jordan, a pharmacist. She's a pharmacist. She's a city council member in, is it Houston or whatever it is, city council, whatever that city is. City council member, real estate agent. And she ran an outstanding campaign, has no name recognition, had no money in the bank. She only had the $25, $50, $100, $500 here and there, did not have lobbyist money, did not have special interests, no political action committees, and she was able to pull out over 100 and some thousand, close to 102,000 votes, just 7,000 votes shy of the $1 million man. So congratulations. I understand it's third, Miss Jordan. But Miss Jordan, you ran an outstanding campaign, and I'm happy for you. So Jim Beck wins there. State School Superintendent Richard Wood, he'll be your Republican nominee with 60%. You all know that. Now, let's get to one of the races that several of you want to talk about, and you might want to hear my take. Let's say that, okay? And that is, we've done District 7. That is District 8. So, Mr. Gertler, okay, let's put Mr. Gertler up, and then we'll get into it. Mr. Matthew Gertler in District 8. And this is something the state should take a good look at, and then the nation, actually, other states should take a good look at. So Matthew Gertler, we'll get back to him in just a second. Matthew Gertler returns for his second term. He was running for his second term. So it was big last night. He had a first 2-year term under his belt. It was time. The citizens, the voters send you to Atlanta. Your first time, you win. But the second win you have says that they're okay with you in Atlanta. Okay, so the test is that second win. That's a bigger test actually than the first. The second win, first time voters don't know what they're getting. The second one, you've got a record to run on. We had a debate right here, and it's like I told Amanda, and I told Matthew, I said, hey, I might have had more questions for you, but you have a record to talk about, and that's just the bottom line when you're talking to candidates. Matthew Gertler, 60-40 over Mickey Cummings. Put Mickey up, 40%. Okay? 40%. Gertler, 60-40. Go back to Gertler. Now, what's impressive there? We're going to go over the pros and cons. Matthew Gertler got 60% of the vote, 5,965 votes. But Mickey Cummings, which I don't need to put his picture back, Mickey Cummings got 3,947. Right at 4,000. So they're enjoying this morning. Mr. Gertler's enjoying his getting ready to go for his second term. He does not have a Democrat challenger. So he is going to be automatically voted in November. Getting ready for his second term. Obviously, that's exciting. But what's really exciting to a lot of people in the state that I've looked at social media, and Mr. Gertler himself returning to the Capitol, is it was unprecedented, but he became the candidate of no, 188 votes, 74 of them no, 20 of those votes he voted no by himself. He voted against the governor's budget 2 years, both years down, or he voted against it. He took some unusual stands and voted no. He took some positive stands and voted no. He voted no on things that confused me, but then he voted no on things I guess I understood. All that pushed together, the incumbent had an unprecedented situation where the Speaker of the House, David Ralston, in his party, and the governor, sitting governor that is leaving, Nathan Deal, which has an 86% approval rating among Republicans and 44% or something approval rating among Democrats, Governor Nathan Deal, both went at the same time and campaigned against this young man, in his district. So not only did he pull off the 60-40, not only is he going back a second time, not only is he going back a second time knowing that everybody in his district knows he voted no. AJC did articles. We did a debate. It was put in the papers. So not only second time, not only is he going back, everybody knows he votes no just to have something to do in the morning. My apology, Matt. I just wanted to say that for fun. So everybody knows that. And everybody knows he goes against what he calls the establishment. But they send him back, even above the governor asking them not to, even above the Speaker of the House asking him not to. So he's really emboldened. What will he do when he gets there? What will he do when he gets to Atlanta? Will he get a group together and say, you know, I told you if you voted no, the voters will support you and send you back? Will he do what I call the seminar for freshman representatives, saying, don't fall into the trap that you got to vote yes on everything your freshman term, because you can vote no and survive? What will he do? I don't know. But I tell you what he better do. And this is the down that nobody likes to talk about. I tell you what he better do. He better not forget 40%. Okay? You better not forget 40% of the voters said no. No matter how emboldened he is this morning, he never can forget that 40% of the voters said no to him. Okay? And Mickey Cummings, absolutely a nice man. I like Matt. Nice man. Very nice man. Very well thought of. But, you know, he wasn't the on the stump pound pound as hard as he can, his fist on the podium. He wasn't the go after you candidate. He wasn't the high energy candidate. He was low energy. He's not a high energy come after you, go after you candidate. He got 40% of the vote. Just saying. So you can get out there and say, well, I beat the governor and I beat the speaker and I beat a very good candidate, Mickey Cummings, and so this is this and this is that, and I'll see you later. My only advice, and I know that's the word that sometimes people don't want to hear, and he may not want to hear, just do yourself a favor, enjoy the day, and remember, almost 4,000 of those votes said no to you. They're real. 60-40 is real. Speaker Ralston won his election against a high-energy opponent, 75-25. So don't take that wrong. 60-40 is real. It's called striking distance if the right candidate comes along. And don't forget that those people, those 40, would like you to go to Atlanta and maybe continue what you're doing. Just maybe let's try to, I don't know, there's not a good word for what I wanted to say. But don't forget that 40% of those voters said no. And that's it. Congratulations, Mr. Gertler, on your second term. So what will he do? That will be interesting. What will he do? Okay. I want to do a story, and I don't want to forget it, all right? And I don't want to get into weeds. But I don't want to forget this story for a reason, all right? I have it here somewhere. Okay. Now, the blue wave. This is a little different. A couple years ago, Kentucky, okay? Kentucky's been a Democrat state for years. Believe it or not. Kentucky has moved to the Republican side of the aisle there and has had a Republican governor here for a little bit. But I love the Kentucky governor, Bevin. Okay, he's taking on the hard issues. But Kentucky just recently, a couple years ago, finally got both houses. They made history for the first time. Kentucky went red in their under the legislative dome for their state. They had their House, they had their Senate, and they had the governor's house. Just a couple years ago, they finally went red. Republicans finally got the majority in the state house of Kentucky. But teachers. Now, I want to do this story. I want to take a little break, and then I think Amanda might have something. But I want to do this story just 3 or 4 minutes. As I always say, anyone out there that can look back at me as directly as I'm looking in the camera and say to me that I do not, we do not, and we do not, or I do not support teachers is wrong. Absolutely. Support teachers. Okay? There's two sides to every coin, right? There's the side of the teachers that say, you made me a promise, politician, and you're going to keep your promise. Then there's the other side of the coin is the politician lied and said, I needed your vote, Mr. and Mrs. Teacher. So I told you your pension would be this, and I told you, I'd buy you palm trees and, actually buy you a hammock and, give you lifelong Medicare and health care. I needed your vote. So this side of the coin says, teacher says, hey, you lied to us. You said, vote for me, and this is what you'll get. And then you pass these laws because you said, if I pass these laws for these teachers, all right, I will get their vote again. The bottom line is on both sides of that coin, there's no actual value. Teachers, the day's coming. This country will collapse under pensions that politicians lied and said you should get, could get, will get, and you cheered for. Now, that is not the teacher's fault, but at the same time, maybe there was that too good to be true. Don't yell at me. Don't yell at me. Well, that sounds pretty damn good. Well, we'll take it while it lasts. But yes, they lied to the teachers, and the teachers are upset. They were sold a bill of goods. No value over there, teachers. Politicians. Now you're having to have meetings in state houses all over the country. You're having meetings. Georgia, it has not got into the elections. But the next governor of Georgia has to deal with unfunded teacher pensions. They brag, we took care of this, we saved that, right? How many years has politicians told you they saved Social Security, and you and I both know there's no such thing? The debt just keeps going up in this country. How many times have they come out on the campaign trail and say, we saved Social Security? Damn it, you never saved nothing. You kicked the can down the road. We have to look at these entitlements, and nobody will. Paul Ryan's going home. He was all bold. Paul Ryan was all bold. Wow, we got to do this and we got to do that, and I am a fiscal conservative. I am a deficit hawk. Damn, I'm waiting for a deficit hawk to swoop. I saw a hawk yesterday swoop down, pick up a fox on the internet. I'm waiting for a damn deficit hawk to swoop down and take their whatever they are and pick up one of these damn Republicans and run them across the border. You ever see a hawk pick up something and fly off and then drop it? I wish some of these deficit hawks would come down, pick up these damn Republicans that claim to be conservatives like this, fly them across the Canadian border and drop them. Sorry, should have never went there. Anyhow, we saved Social Security. No, you didn't. That's where we're at on pensions with teachers. The next governor of Georgia has to say, hey, what are we going to do? Now the politicians are in a room and they're sweating. The lights are hot and they're sweating and they got makeup and it's running. And they're like, what the hell do we do? There's angry teachers outside. Well, we promised them this. Yeah, but we all knew it wouldn't work when we did. Pensions. Don't forget it. Now, where I'm going with this, because I just actually lied to you and said I'm only going to take 2 or 3 minutes, but it just set me off. Teacher upsets Kentucky House GOP leader in primary after protests. Okay? Now, this is the House leader. This is the Kentucky House GOP leader in the primary. He's in the primary against a teacher, a Republican. All right? So what they do is they set up a teacher in the Republican Party to go after this guy. This is the guy that just 2 years ago ushered in the red Kentucky State. Whew. A high school math teacher ousted the majority leader of Kentucky House of Representatives on Tuesday. The majority leader of the House of Representatives on Tuesday with a narrow win in the GOP primary race. So we know the House of Representatives leader had money. They have these campaign coffers. And so we know he had money. Travis Brenda credited for groundswell of teacher support for the win and said it sends a message that teachers and public workers won't be silent. It's coming, folks, to a theater near you. His race follows a wave of education protests at Kentucky capitals and elsewhere around the country, with teachers and others calling for increased pay or other benefits. Voters turned on Representative Jonathan Schell, who 2 years ago was credited with helping orchestrate the first GOP takeover of the State House in nearly 100 years, over his role in writing a new state law change the state's pension system. See, they wrote a new state law to change the state pension system. But hey, he lied to us. School bus driver Carol Plummer said, I hope it sends a message. He lied to us. It was too good to be true, but they did lie to you. There's no money for this to continue. But then again, you should kick them out. All right. Schell co-authored a bill that moved all future teachers into a hybrid pension system. Lawmakers passed it on one of the last days of the legislative session, hurrying it through as it was never available for the public to read before the vote. The bill signed into law by Republican Governor Matt Bevin prompted thousands of teachers to march in Kentucky's capital, closing schools in more than 30 districts. Here is a quote: "They picked on the wrong group," said Brenda, a fourth-generation farmer and a 20-year teaching veteran who's never run for public office before. Not just the educators, but all the state employees are rising up, and we're not going to let things be done to us. Folks, if you've listened to anything this morning, Shell did not answer the phone from the Associated Press seeking a comment for his answer. The election results are a warning to other Republican lawmakers on the ballot in November, where dozens more teachers are mounting challenges, but mostly on the Democrat side. John Baker, a Baptist minister and small business owner, said Shell's ouster means other lawmakers should take notice that you're still accountable to the people. Brenda will face a Democrat, Mary Renfro, in November. I'm telling you now, you need to understand that these people are going to be angry, and if Republicans think that they're not prepared to run on schools and the issue of schools and rally the teachers and then get the teachers to rally the public sector, the county workers, the state workers, you're badly mistaken. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. I'm just telling you now, you know we're not anti-teacher, but the states, here's the coin with no value. On this side are the teachers. Hey, it may sound too good to be true, but they promised it. They're going to keep their promise. On this side are the politicians that have run to the edge of lying to this group, saying, hey, if you'll give us your vote. That's where we're at, not just Kentucky. Georgia also, by the way. Take a break, Amanda.
Here's to 60 years of Pizza Hut, to original pan, to stuffed crust, and to the best of both.